Yes, friends, welcome back. So we are learning about net income theory, which is one of the important theories of capital structure theories. So let me share my screen. We'll be solving a question. As you are aware of in net income theory, there are some assumptions specific to this theory. This theory says, first of all, the cost of equity, which are cost of debt, is constant, irrespective of your leverage. That means, irrespective of your capital structure, the cost of debt will remain constant. It also assumes that cost of equity will also be constant, irrespective of leverage. Therefore, in the picture you are seeing that cost of debt is a straight line, cost of equity is also a straight line. And the theory says if this is so, and if you keep on adding more and more debt to the capital structure, you are introducing more debt to the capital structure, that the overall cost of capital, which is referred to as KO, will come down. Why it will come down? Because you are going to substitute a costly source of fund with a cheaper source of fund. Equity is more costly, debt is less costly. So when you are replacing equity with debt, overall cost will come down. That is what the theory suggests. And to test it, we'll be solving this question. The question says there are three forms, form A, B, and C. EBIT is 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. Each one of them is having same EBIT, 20,000 rupees. Interest is 3,000, 6,000, 9,000. Question also says cost of equity is 10%. Cost of debt is, of course, it will be lower than that. It is 6%. And since interest amount varies 3,000, 6,000, 9,000, this also indicates that farm A is having less debt and farm C is having highest debt and B is having moderate debt. The question is asking you to compute the value of farm and give your comment. Let us see. You are already aware of the formula. So if I put it in a table, three columns, I can write farm A, farm B, farm C. EBIT is 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. You can see it here. Interest is also given to you in the question. It is 3,000, 6,000, 9,000. Correspondingly, what is EBT? EBIT means earning before interest and taxes. If you reduce interest therefrom, we'll be getting EBT, that is earning before taxes. So first case 20,000 minus 3,000, it is 17,000. Second case 20,000 minus 6,000, it is 14,000. Third case 20,000 minus 9,000, it is 11,000. So EBT is known to you. Now one by one we'll be computing what is D, what is S, what is B, what is KO. For this, these are the formula. It has been taught to you earlier. So now you can apply the formula. You can see D or debt value is equal to interest by KD. First case interest is 3,000. KD is given to you in the question 6%. So 3,000 divided by 0.6 is 50,000. Second case 6,000 divided by 0.6 is 1 lakh. Third case 9,000 divided by 0.6, it is 1,50,000. So this is the size of debt or value of debt. Value of the share can be computed. EBT divided by KE. KE is 10% given in the question. So as such, 17,000 divided by 0.1, 14,000 divided by 0.1, and 11,000 divided by 0.1, it comes to 1,70,000, 1,40,000, and 1,10,000. Value is equal to S plus D. You see, value is first case, farm A, it is 2,20,000. Second case, it is 2,40,000. Third case, 2,60,000. Farm C is having highest value because debt is, if it is EBIT is same. And farm A is having lowest value because debt is low, even if EBIT is same 20,000. So that is the theory. That is what the theory suggests. Okay, here you can also compute overall cost of capital. What is EBIT by B? EBIT now you know it 20,000 already given to the person, and value you know is different. Farm A it is 2,20,000, farm B it is 2,40,000, farm C is 2,60,000. So overall cost comes to 9.09%. Far B it is 8.33%. Third case it's 7.7%. So your observation should be that when more and more debt is introduced, the overall cost of capital diminishes and the value of the firm increases. That is the observation. So observation we can summarize in this way, which is appearing before you on the screen. The value of the firm is increasing, or inversely, the cost of capital is decreasing with the introduction of debt. In other words, the introduction of debt has an impact on valuation of the firm. Higher the debt, higher will the value of the firm. That is our first theory service. Hope you have understood it. Theories are very simple. Next, let me introduce you to the next theory, which is the net operating income theory. There are also some specific assumptions to this theory. Let us have a look at this. These assumptions are, first of all, with introduction of more debt in the capital structure, the firm will become riskier for equity shareholders. Hence, the cost of equity will increase. Friends, you see, first session, I told you that if you introduce more debt, our assumption is that cost of debt will remain constant, cost of equity will remain constant. But this theory says no, that assumption is not acceptable here. This assumption says if you introduce more debt, what will happen? The business will become more riskier. If it is riskier, then equity shareholders uh, value. Equity shareholders will expect that farmers become more risky, and consequently, the cost of equity will increase. It will go up, right? And cost of equity will increase in such a manner that overall cost of capital will remain constant. That means, what was your plan? Your plan was to introduce more debt. Debt will cost will remain constant, equity cost will remain constant, and overall cost of capital will be reduced. But this theory says no, overall cost of capital will not increase, will not reduce. Overall cost of capital will remain constant. Why it is so? Just right. You are introducing more debt. Debt is cheaper. You'll be saving some interest costs. But the amount of interest cost you are saving, exactly same amount of equity cost, same amount will increase at the cost of equity. That means the increase of cost of equity will offset your saving you have made in cost of debt. So this particular theory capitalize the earning first. That means on the basis of earning, it computes the value of the firm. Therefrom, value of debt is deducted and value of equity or shares is arrived as the residual value. In earlier theories, we have understood D plus S is equal to V, but here we are saying no. V minus D is equal to S. You may say arithmetically they are same, but there is a difference. This formula says first you arrive at the value of the firm, reduce the value of the debt, value of the shares, the residual value. The other theory is saying that value of debt is independent, value of share is independent, overall value or the value of the business is the sum of both of those. Now, this theory says cost of debt will remain constant, irrespective of leverage. If you increase your leverage, increase your debt in the capital structure, cost of debt will remain constant. But cost of equity will go off because equity shareholders will feel the firm is becoming risky. And in this scenario, if you keep on increasing your debt, your overall cost of capital will remain constant. It is not going to come down. It will remain constant. That is what the theory says. Let us test this theory. Let us see this example. Again, same forms, three forms. You see form A, B, C. EBIT is 20, 20, 20. Age case 20,000. Interest is again 3,000, 6,000, 9,000. Overall cost is 10%. Cost of debt is 6%. Compute the value of the firm and give your comment. Just have a look at this screen, try to understand the question. Here KE is not giving because KE is changeable, but overall cost is giving. Okay. Now let us conclude. You see, EBIT is given to you 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. Interest is given to you. So EBT is EBIT minus interest. EBT is 17,000, 14,000, 11,000. Same thing we had computed in the previous class. So I am not explaining it again. Now, what is the value of the form? Formula is EBIT by Q. Debt formula, you know, interest by KD. And the value of shares, you know, according to this approach, share value is equal to farm value minus debt value. Cost of equity, you know, EBT by value of shares. Well, we'll do it now. So first value of the farm is, you see, EBIT by KO. Since overall cost is given to you at 10%. So it is 20,000 by 10%. Second case also 20,000 by 10%. Third case also 20,000 by 10%. So overall value remains 2 lakh in all these situations. Debt value is equal to interest by KD. Debt value is 6%, I think. So debt value is equal to 3,000 by 0.06. Second case 6,000 by 0.06. Third case 9,000 by 0.06. It comes to rupees 50,000, rupees 1 lakh and 1 lakh 50,000 respectively. So you know V, you know D. Now share value can be computed as V minus D. It's equal to 1 lakh 50,000, 1 lakh and 50,000. But it shows? It shows value of share is decreasing. Value of debt has increased, but value of share has decreased. Okay, value of share has decreased. If you calculate overall cost of equity, you see EBT by value of shares. So first case is 17,000 by 1 lakh 50,000. Second case it's 14,000 by 1 lakh. Third case it is 11,000 by 50,000. If you multiplied 100, you'll be getting it in terms of percentage. And in getting first case, cost of equity is 11.33%. Second case it is 14%. Third case is 22%. That means this theory says that if you increase debt in the capital structure, your cost of equity will increase. More debt means more cost of equity. Because risk perception of equity shareholders will increase. And this increase is not going to affect the value of the farm. That value of the farm will remain unchanged. This means value of the farm is not affected by the capital structure. So if we conclude, conclusion is that introduction of the more debt has made the company riskier. Consequently, there is increase in cost of equity. The increase happens in such a way that the overall cost remains constant. That is a conclusion. So, out of this conclusion, one can conclude cost of equity. Here it says cost of equity is more, that is the overall cost plus something. So formula is, if you see cost of equity is equal to KO plus D by S. D by S means the proportion of debt in the capital structure multiplied with KO minus KD. It's the difference of between overall cost minus cost of debt. So cost of equity is equal to cost of capital plus debt by equity into big difference between cost of capital and cost of debt. That is the formula you understand. This theory also explains why it is happening. It is happening because of two reasons. That equity is having two costs. One is explicit cost, second is implicit cost. Explicit cost means even the debt also you got an explicit cost. Means money is going out. Let's say you are paying in case of debt interest, and in case of equity you are paying dividend. That is explicit. What is implicit? Implicit means it is implied. right? So cost of debt is remaining constant in the sense the explicit cost is remaining constant, but implicit cost is increasing because cost of equity is increasing. That increase of cost of equity is the implicit cost for debt. So now you can say debt has got two costs, explicit and implicit. Explicit represents interest and implicit represents increased cost of equity. So because of debt, equity cost has increased. So that is the implicit cost of debt. If I summarize here, net income theory says KD is constant, cost of debt is constant, cost of equity is constant, but KO reduces, value of the firm increases. So capital structure has an impact on the value, right? Capital structure is irrelevant. Second theory says KD is constant, KE increases, KO is constant, farm value is constant. Since farm value is constant, capital structure doesn't have any impact on value of the farm. It is irrelevant. Well, friends, these are the two theories we learned today. We'll stop here today. We'll be learning some other theories in the next session. Thank you very much.